All right, I am on the phone with Elle King. She has a brand new album out called Shake the Spirit. She's playing here at the Senate Columbia on Thursday, April 18th with Barnes Courtney opening. And she is also a part of the Heart Love Alive tour with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we're going to jump right into things. This is a pretty personal record. Where do you draw the line on what makes it into a song or onto an album?
I don't know. I had a lot to get off my chest, and I was really searching for, steady ground. And for the first time in my life, I really just let myself kind of be really free, and it all kind of just came out in its own way. And I tried to not judge it or be too harsh, and just kind of accepted it as it came. And it really changed me as a person. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It kind of there were other forces that kind of controlled, I think, the whole story of everything.
Do you feel more in touch with this album than you did with the previous album? Does it feel a little bit more like your soul this time around? It felt a little bit more personal.
Well, yeah, but I think it's also a testament to as you get older, you learn more about yourself. I mean, I most certainly hope that you learn more as you grow older. I know I have. I know when I first started making love stuff, I was probably 22, 23, and I thought I knew everything about the world. I thought I knew everything about love. I thought I knew myself. I had no idea. Boy, was I wrong. And, then along the way, I picked up a lot of lessons, and the universe dealt me a lot of shit that I had to deal with, and I had to confront a lot of things about myself. And, it's definitely a lot more personal, but I became, I think, a stronger musician and a stronger songwriter. And, I don't know.
Do you feel like there's a resurgence of female songwriting, or at least more of a recognition of it now than there was maybe 10, 15 years ago?
Well, I think that the whole industry has changed so much when it comes to, male and female driven dominance in any kind of, in any scape of the entertainment industry. And I don't know if it's fear driven by men or if they're just learning to get out of our way. I've always, I don't know, I didn't really feel a lot of separation in the industry until I kind of opened my eyes and realized that not everybody does get along and not everybody takes me seriously as a woman. But in the last few years, I think there's been a huge shift. And I think a lot of people are kind of on their tiptoes and kind of twinkling around things. And it's fine because it's letting a lot of really strong people, not just females, but kind of take the leadership role, which it's about time.
Speaking of songwriting, tell me about Cocaine Carolina, because this sounds almost nothing like anything anybody has heard from you on the radio. To me, it's got a very Carolina Chocolate Drops or Rhiannon Giddens solo. Where did that Southern draw come from? And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I come from Southern Ohio, like on the border of, very near Kentucky and very close to West Virginia. So I'm not Southern, but I'm country. Okay. And my family is very country. And so I grew up with a lot of country influences, and I play the banjo. And so when around the time I was writing that, I was also going through a lot and dealing with a lot of body issues and dealing with a lot of self-love issues. And it just kind of came out, and the production was a little different from how I originally wrote it, but I think it's a beautiful song, and I think that we should probably start playing that in live shows again. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, it's a great song. I would love to hear it live. We were just talking about body issues and going through a hard time. I know you described yourself as lost, broken, hopeless, and helpless during the making of this album. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling great. I really, I've tried to push a lot. The most important thing is to love yourself, and that's really the only way to attract, whether it's love or just kindness. I mean, the world will treat you how you treat you. And I had to learn that, unfortunately, the hard way. And I've always really been really hard on myself, and I've always just been my toughest critic, which has also been a driving force for me. But I had to kind of slow down, and I had to learn to accept myself and not just forgive the world, but forgive myself for a lot of things that I've done. And what has come out of that has just been such beautiful, amazing, wonderful things that the universe has given me. And I'm very, very happy. And I feel like it's another big reason why I share this, because I know that a lot of my fans or just other people in the world have felt like I felt. And so I want to tell them that life gets better and life gets easier once you kind of slow down and start being kind to yourself. You have to start with yourself first.
I 100% relate and agree with that. All of it. 100%.
Awesome.
We'll go back to the album a little bit. So in the Shame video, I love it, by the way. Did you come up with that whole Pimp Devil motif, or was that somebody with the video crew? Kind of, what was the thought behind it?
Well, I was really inspired when I saw Wild Wild Country. I don't know if you saw that the docuseries on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, like one of the biggest cults in America and how insane it was. And I watched that, while we were making the album, and I binge watched it. And I just kind of have always been a little fascinated with cult culture, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And all the boys in my band, they've all been growing their hair for the last 3 years, and we've always kind of laughed and said that we're a loving cult. And so I just, I really love the director, and I told him, I said, I want to do a cult video, and I want to be the cult leader.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely also into that. I love the cult stuff, and I also love anything like cold case or murder mystery or anything. That stuff is just fascinating to me.
Me too. The human mind is absolutely insane.
It really, really, really is. All right, so you played famously Hot New Year here in Columbia a couple years ago. You were out in the cold in front of about 20,000 or so people. You're also playing the Senate, which is a smaller venue. What's your favorite size show?
I don't know. Every show has something different, and I mean, I wanted to keep for the Shake the Spirit tour, it's a very intimate show, and so like even though I've played in arenas and everything, I wanted to feel how I felt when I made the record, and I wanted people to experience it close to me. And so I love a small theater. I think that the energy that you feel from the crowd, I mean, a concert goes two ways. It's not just the person on stage. I mean, it's the way that the crowd reacts and the energy of the crowd, and it's totally 50-50. And so I came up and kind of got my start, like, playing small theaters, and that's what, if I could do that for the rest of my life, I'll be a happy man.
But you're going to be playing on a huge tour with Hart and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. How do you feel about that kind of woman power lineup? I mean, because that's kind of an explosive lineup.
It's insane, first of all. I mean, this is now like my second kind of rock legend that is taking me on tour. And I mean, the fact that I get to say that, and the fact that these people that I have looked up to and idolized for my whole life, and when I was getting into music, the fact that they recognize me and they want me to be a part of it is just really, I don't know, it's a very fulfilling feeling. And again, it just brings it back to, like, once you start loving yourself and being good to yourself and putting that out into the world is going to give it back. And so, for Hart to recognize me and want me to be a part of their tour is just such an honor. I'm
really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to you being here on April 18th with Barnes Courtney. Tell me a little bit about how it's been with Barnes.
Well, we haven't started the tour yet. I remember playing a show with him a couple of years ago, and he's pretty wild, and I know the ladies love him. So, I just want the tour to be fun. I just want it to be a good show. Touring live is just, it's the most important thing. It's the way that you connect with the fans, and it's the way for them to see the album come to life. And, I feel like people don't put enough respect and enough care into their tour, because you can't do this without fans. And so I'm just so excited. I love it. I love it so much. We did the first leg of Shake the Spirit tour in the fall, and I couldn't even rename the tour. I was like, it's just continuing, man. This is just a continuation of the tour. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see the fans. I can't wait to come back, and I'm just very excited.
We're all looking forward to it here. Like I said, I'm super excited. I love the new album. I think it's going to be a great tour, and I'm going to end up seeing you both times, because up in Charlotte, I got to go see Hart and Joan Jett, and of course you, but then I'm really looking forward to seeing you in a smaller venue on April 18th. So thank you so much again for taking a couple moments out of your day to hang out and talk to me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I will see you soon.